So, hi, welcome to Binge Buddies, Bad Days in Haddonfield. I'm your host, always Bryan Dressel. With me, as always, without the nicknames this week because I was lazy, we have Matt, Zombie Dog, Dykes, Ryan Lootens, and Joel DeWitte.
Let's talk this movie, and it's going to be so good that I'm only going to do it for 5 minutes because I got to leave.
Well, that's actually true. We did want to have Ryan on as much as we can, but since he does have prior engagements that he cannot break, we got to get his take on this film.
So before you guys dive in, just remember this movie is the movie that Jamie Lee Curtis saw the script for, realized that it was this bad, and was like, "Okay, kill me." And she wanted nothing like
kill me immediately in the film as well.
She thought the last one was gonna be it, but they wanted to contract her for 2, so she did 2. Realized that this movie was gonna be a mess, said "kill me," and came back and was really supportive of her next trilogy. 10, 15 years later. So that's just kind of the purview. But this movie is, if not, it is the worst movie of the Halloween franchise. I still wrestle with this and 6, the regular cut, not the producer's cut. This has got Weinstein written all over it. It is just crazy. It is stupid. It is cliche. It is dumb. It is laughable. I mean, I could go on and on, but this movie is just a joke. Busta Rhymes doing karate and saying "trick or treat, motherfucker" is probably the lowest part in the franchise. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Pat your back on the Freddy, or your back, Freddy, because this is definitely one of the worst movies. The scream queen in this is not even likable. She can't act her way out of a box. Katie Stackhoff, our own Starbuck, she's probably the silver lining. She owns any movie she's in. If Matt gave us the whole her critiquing her performance, watch it. It's a much better experience, but this movie is awful. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Rest in peace, Jamie. Thank you guys for letting me come on before I had to run and scoot out to go to my prior engagement. So you guys rock. Thank you very much. We'll see you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Made it easy.
Man alive. Such a good way to start that off. And after he took that huge dump all over this movie, I'm going to say something that will kind of dial it back into why, when we get to the end rankings of this thing, way longer the thing, this will not be the bottom one on my list. I do not like this movie at all, but it feels remarkably like a Jason movie. And if I think about it like a Jason movie, I don't have a terrible time with it. Because it does play out a lot of ways. Like, what if we did like a reality TV show at Camp Crystal Lake? And it's like, this is pretty much what I would expect from them. Mm-hmm. It's just not what I expect from Michael Myers movie. They're two different flavors.
They were smarter to never do that in Friday the 13th because they knew it would be an abomination.
But were they smart enough, or were they just beaten to the punch? Like, most of Friday the 13th's career has been following in the coattails of Halloween and just doing it silly. I think they just watched this one and went, "Oh, they got in our lane." Like, we just can't do what they did again, even though we would have done it better. Whatever. That said, it's just a god awful fucking movie, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun kind of taking a shit all over it. So let's dive right in. So yeah, we kind of mentioned a lot with Ryan there, but Jamie Lee Curtis is in this movie for all of about 5 minutes. It starts out with her getting I guess she's getting killed in the beginning of this. I mean, according to her contract, she gets killed in the beginning of this. She gets a real kind of tiny poke in the back, like maybe an inch, which granted, I know, infections, whatnot, should just fall off a building, kind of. I think she walks away from this personally. Like that's where I'm at the end of that stab and drop. I'm like, I think she's probably fine. Unless Michael went down there and then like made sure of it. But
she definitely walked away from the movie.
Well, yeah. But I think she stood up, dusted herself off, went and got some stitches and went, I'm just done with this shit. That's how it works for me, because I just don't see how she died from any of that. And not to mention, all of that was just fucking ridiculous. Like, just out of the gate, the first time Michael comes to attack her and he walks through a fucking door. Like, if you haven't watched that Katie Sackhoff thing, I'm going to make a lot of references to it because she brings up a very good point. This is a mental institution. Those doors are not light doors. Like, no, there's not. And
not only does he walk through the door, he walks through the door with his head. Like,
You know, I'm a little surprised given the quality of this movie. You didn't hear an "oh yeah."
I know, right? I mean, if people on the other side of it have been going, "Oh no," and then he'd have gone through and gone, "Oh yeah,"
Yeah.
or "Here's Mikey."
Yeah,
I gotta say, this is the first time we've had a previously on for one of these movies, right? I don't recall there being like a summary moment.
Well, not fully. Like Halloween 2 has a little bit of it, but it doesn't summarize the whole film.
See,
It does
there's
the sort of the ending again.
yeah, there's but there's like a narration for this kind of previously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
they
that previously on is fucking atrocious as
it's
well.
rough. But like I think they're trying to do what they did with H2O, where they had the Loomis intro voiceover thing. Like I think they're like trying to make it thematic, like try to match that. It just did not work.
Well, that was shit anyway.
Yeah, like that.
know.
It's like you're barking up the wrong tree. Like, what are you doing? But all that together, it leads to Laurie attempting to kill Michael. She has some sort of like trap for him, where it's like how she actually gets him in that is kind of nuts. But like,
why is there a crane on top of this mental institution?
It's
like
a lot of convenience.
It's a mental institution, but they don't really seem to be that bothered about keeping the patients in the hospital, because that guy with the clown mask talking about serial killers, he's always getting out apparently. She's always on the roof apparently. It's just like, invest in some locks or something.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael didn't need to walk through the door. He could have just opened it.
Oh, I guarantee it was open.
Bad.
Guarantee it was open. Whatever. So when we get the actual kill, it's just one of these, like, you have this moment, and more hints to what's to come. When I say that, it's blatantly saying what's to come. But I'll keep dancing around it. I have a Terminator Dark Fate moment of like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's your plan to kill that character right now?
It's such a deflated balloon.
Yeah.
Right at the start, because your impression is like, oh, Jamie Lee Curtis is in this. Great. So we know there's going to be at least some good acting. Dead. Just gone. And
yeah.
Gone is all the character development from the last movie. Gone is the characterization from the last movie. Like, all of it. And it's just like, that was not Laurie getting killed. That was Jamie Lee Curtis getting out of her contract. And it's just so obvious. And then it sets the tone for kind of like how I mentioned last week. Like, the opening sets the tone for this is going to be a good movie. This does the exact opposite. Like, this sets the tone of like, we're fucked. And that's on top of like the very 2000s slow-mo that keeps creeping into this thing. Like,
the flashing, the flash cuts, and stuff. It does my head in. But like, just the film itself just treats its audience like an idiot. Like, you've got that really stupid excuse for the paramedic not talking. Like, what about, I don't know, why didn't he just pull the fucking mask off his head? Like, it's not glued onto his head and all that stuff. But there's just all sorts of stuff as well, of like the security guard not noticing the headless fucking corpse behind him. He walks, I swear to God, the angle that he approaches that washing machine, he steps over his friend's dead, like, headless corpse.
Yeah, for sure.
And then he stumbles back and trips over it and doesn't notice it. Fuck off. Like, it just absolutely, no, it really annoyed me, did that. It literally, it's like, you're just treating your audience like an idiot. You're saying, oh, well, this will get a cheap scare, but it won't. It'll just piss your audience off. Or it pissed me off anyway. Clearly.
Well, and that's the thing, is like, the next note I had was, oof, rough opening. Because it's just rough. But then we start getting into the actual movie, and it's not like things get better quick. Like, as the movie starts, we're introduced to Katie Sackhoff, and then the main character, whose name I can't remember to save my life. And it's just so fucking 2000s that it hurts. Like, everyone's wearing some version of black leather. Just the name Dangertainment that Busta Rhymes works for just reeks of 2000s. They say email like every 5 minutes. Have you checked your email? No, I haven't received that email yet. I do love email. And it's just like, it's all over. And then after that, like, oh, where'd you guys meet? Yahoo chat rooms. Do you remember chat rooms? Chat rooms, email chat rooms. I emailed them about the chat room, and then I met them in the chat room to talk about the email. Like, zing, zing, zing. Like
And the thing that pisses me off about this is the technology is like, okay, number one, they're on about live streaming video over the internet in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
What have you got? 4 pixels on the screen?
Like
next thing
that sometimes doesn't work now.
Her tablet thing, which is doing like a weird live chat thing, which not only is it fucking weird, like how there's no mobile internet, there's no frigging Wi-Fi.
It's a Palm Pilot, and Palm Pilots were the way of the future.
Palm Pilot, what's it connected to though?
Like, but it's very funny, like
Palm.
that thought that crossed my mind was just like, this is oddly prescient. Of
Then,
what
like,
the future
even
might look like.
The message is coming out like you're seeing them type it, like typing it perfectly though. There's no spelling mistakes or anything like that. Like, you know, if when you see it like typing out like that, it's like if you're seeing a live feed of someone typing, like they're gonna make a mistake and have to go back. Like, how many times is like, you know, you type in something, and especially when you're panicked as well, that you hit the wrong key or something.
There's also something to be said about like those kids, like the ones who are like the whole Palm Pilot plot line is there just to serve having these 2 computer nerds in the movie. And I didn't look it up because once I was done with this movie, I wanted to be very done with it. But those kids, if you were to try to convince me that they were a way late addition, well after they'd shot the movie, they just shoved them in there and they went and found the girl and had her shoot like 2 scenes while holding a Palm Pilot, I would not be surprised. They don't feel connected to the movie at all. They never pay off their connection with the girl beyond her chatting with them via the Palm Pilot. Like, what are these fucking idiots doing in this movie other than sitting there going, should we put this kid in blackface? No. He's playing Samuel Jackson, so no. But maybe, like, it just kind of like, you can tell they had a very long conversation about it. But like, why are they here? They add nothing to the movie and they're just so annoying. Like every time. And the only reason they're there is to fucking advertise Palm Pilots. It drives me nuts.
Yeah. And it's just like all the stuff with the technology in this is just stupid. Like the wireless cameras that are wirelessly streaming live to the internet, but in like, you know, you fucking GoPros are only just getting to the point where they'll be able to do that now. And you're trying to convince me that 20 years ago that was a thing? Fuck off.
Yep. And it worked flawlessly. Like
flawlessly. Really. Like, oh, fucking hell. But there's just some like really odd choices. Like when the main character, when she's screaming in that audition, which wasn't an audition at all because all of them were in the thing anyway. So what were they fucking auditioning? They might as well just turn it up and gone, hi. And they go, oh yeah, you're on.
Yeah.
But when she screams and there were glass breaks. And
yeah, I thought that was going to come back at some point. For
yeah,
sure,
exactly.
Right?
I thought it was going to come back like it was a psychic thing or something. No, it's just, oh, well, she screamed really loud and, you know, loud noises makes glass smash, right? Fucking hell, you might as well cut to a dog going.
Yeah.
For those of you who can't see the video, I raised my head and looked around like a dog would do when it hears a dog whistle.
But you're not wrong, because it's just like, what was that magic scream? Like, is this coming back? Is she going to scream at Michael and have him go away? Because Busta Rhymes does, and it's amazing. But we'll get to that in a little bit. But like, as you're watching this sequence and you see all these kids come in, you know, we got Katie Sackhoff, we got brunette girl whose name I can't remember, we got the Rookie of the Year. Like, we get kind of Bender-ish from Breakfast Club. Like, you get these very just stereotypical.
So you meant Futurama at first. I was like,
yeah, you're right.
I don't remember a robot being there.
It would have been so much better if there was a robot.
It really would have been. It really would have been so much better if there was
They
a
just
robot.
never fucking paid attention to it. It's like, yeah, we have a Palm Pilot, and then we have the robot.
I want it to be that robot from for the Rocky series, though. It has to be like peak 80s future tech.
Oh my, that would have been amazing. Just seeing Michael just having to stab that one, just clunk. Oh. Clunk. Like, that would have been great. But like, what a terrible producer to pick that cast. Like, just awful. Like, these people aren't interesting. And the brunette girl who can scream magically, like, she was boring as hell. No one was ever gonna put her on screen, ever. Like, no thanks. But either way, so they're casted up, they're ready to go. They're gonna go hang out in Michael Myers' house for an evening to see if they can discover anything about him, which means, nothing, because it's all staged, like reality TV actually is all staged. But as they're setting up, we get this wonderful moment of Tyra Banks, who is in this movie for a few minutes. She cashed a check. And she's like yelling at their PA to like set up cameras, and he's talking about like, ooh, low angle scary, high angle scary, dead on not scary. And it's like, okay.
I think my favorite bit of that is where he's like, hey, I went to the same film school as Spielberg. And it's like, okay, does that mean that just because you went, do you think that you were automatically as talented as Spielberg because you went to the same school as him?
Yes, by transitive property.
Yep,
it's true.
I've ridden on a bus before. Keanu Reeves has ridden on a bus. I'm not Keanu Reeves.
But have you ridden on the bus that he's been on?
Have you been on the same bus? That could be the defining factor.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. But no, I didn't go on a bus when I was in LA.
But here's the thing: is like
that bus blew up.
Of course it did. That's what happens. But here's the thing:
speed joke.
It was a speed joke.
Okay, all right.
I've been on many a set in LA. These people exist. Like that's not that far off. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if like the camera guy who's shooting that sequence, like, I went to that film school. Fuck this movie. Like, like, it's not that far off. The bigger problem I have with that scene is that whoever fucking sharpened the point on that tripod, like, why did you do that? Like,
yeah, why is there a spear tip on a tripod?
It must be one of those things where, like, you're in school and kind of bored and you got your pencil right there and you're like, I'm gonna make this the sharpest pencil I've ever seen. And then you stab yourself on it. You're just like, why did I do that? Ow.
I mean, you can't really see it, but you kind of can. There's my pencil stab from sixth grade where I did that exact fucking thing. Sixth grade, still have it, late 30s. I'm
gonna read verbatim a note I took on the whole thing of when he stabs him with the camera, and then how long it takes for him to drag the body off around until it's off camera, and at that point, Tyra Banks just happens to look at the screens just after that. This is the verbatim note I took. Oh, fuck off. She just happens to look at the screen just as the body's been removed. Fuck off. And when you're done fucking off, fuck off some more. Because that really fucked me off. Like, if it would have been quick, that would have worked well. But it's like 10 fucking minutes of him dragging this body out of the way.
But here's the thing, and I mean this in full seriousness. I'm going to be the cold splash of water. They paid for Tyra Banks. Tyra Banks is dancing on screen for that whole 10 minutes. She's wiggling her butt. She's dancing around. That's it. That's money spent.
I was just about to say, this is when the coffee dance party's happening, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I agree with you, Matt. You're absolutely right in the real world. But right now they're going, we paid for Tyra Banks. She's going to be on screen as much as we possibly can. So we're going to have this Mr. Magoo bullshit going on with Michael. Like, where am I dragging this body? I don't know. Just keep watching Tyra Banks dance. Just keep watching.
Yeah, it's just, oh, fucking hell.
To be fair, and just throwing it out there, as the sequence is going on, I do have the note, holy hell, I hate this.
Yeah. Oh, my next note is, oh God, I still have an hour left.
Yeah. But like the rest of the hour, I do have to say, like, I don't mind it. Like, I know it's awful and I hate it, but I also don't mind watching it. I'm never going back to this thing, but it's so fucking terrible. And like, we have this like weird plot line of like, these are actors who have been, they're walking around this house with their cameras and they are thirsty as fuck. Like nowhere in this where they're like, oh, and by the way, you're gonna wear these cameras, we're gonna hunt for Michael Myers, you have to fuck. You have to fuck on camera. Like, they never said that. So why is that where these people are first going? And not to mention, in the beginning, they're buying this shit. They're buying that this is Michael Myers' house. They're buying that this is how it was left. They don't find out till way later in the movie, after one of them's already died, that it's all been staged. So at this point, they're like, oh yeah, this is a dilapidated house where murders happen. Let's fuck. And it's just so annoying. Like they just keep going.
What does my head as well? It's where they choose to fuck as well. It's like, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm not fucking in anywhere where a rat could just randomly crawl up my cooch.
No, or even like, again, when they're still buying it. I'm jumping a little ahead of my notes here.
Sorry, that was me as a woman.
Yes, like, of course. But here's the thing. So we found this secret room. We found this key that opened this door. We go down to a basement where did they torture a child down here? I think they did. Look at this harness. There's definitely some child torture down here.
I'm horny.
That boner out. Like, what?
And it's like, oh, take the cameras off, but drop them in a position where everyone who's watching this, all 3 fucking people, will be able to get a live porn show.
Yeah, like, it's just, why are you doing any of this?
It was a little funny. At the party, everybody starts cheering.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that was funny. I'll give it that. And then the wall falling in on them might be one of the funniest things that happens in this entire movie.
I thought for sure it was Michael walking through another wall. Like, thought for sure it was just like he's just heading his way through another wall. Like, that's what this has to be. We've already established it earlier in the movie.
This thing with the skeletons, though, really annoyed me even more because you bought all these fake skeletons. You're trying to scare these people. Take the fucking barcode sticker off them.
Oh my God, this is where he hit all the victims.
Yeah, like, oh, it's fake. Duh. Like, if you didn't pick up on that, like, do you actually think, and like, I do like there's the one guy who does call it out at one point. Like, do you actually think they'd leave all this evidence just laying around after a girl was murdered here? Like, these people are so stupid, but at least the movie does acknowledge, yes, they're being very stupid.
Yeah.
But no, it's not good enough.
I don't disagree with you, but
if the people in the house who were buying this were walking around drooling, sort of going, maybe I'd believe they were that stupid.
The boys essentially are. Dude, will you take your shirt off for me? Like, that's we have the guy from Rookie of the Year and American Pie in this time frame has 2 different movies where he's trying to convince women to get naked on the internet for other people. Like why was this a common plot line? What was going on in the early 2000s?
That scene as well. So on the Katie Sackhoff video, there's something in there that's like, it just speaks to the production of this film as well.
The Weinstein of it all.
Yeah, so basically, like, she starts to pull her shirt up and she stopped below her breast and then she left. And then they brought on a body double and then showed the bra. And she said, and basically it really pissed her off because it could have negatively impacted her career. It puts it in. So it's, so that now, like, looking back on that scene's even just like, nasty.
There's this weird desperation to have topless women in movies sometimes, and I'm like, guys, if the answer is no, just fucking move on with your life. We've all seen nipples. It's not going to make your movie any better.
And especially when she said to them, I don't feel comfortable doing that, and then for them to turn around, like, they didn't even ask, oh well, could we use a body double or something like that? It just get like, yeah,
I did see why somebody wouldn't want to do that. She makes
a point that, she's 21 at the time as well. So,
but I could see why somebody wouldn't want to do a body double as well, because then you're just characterizing who you are, and then it sets an unrealistic expectation of who you are.
And like we even mentioned it way back in the day in Phantasm when they brought in the body double for the girl in the graveyard, and then her mom was like, "Your boobs are better." Like,
exactly.
It's a weird, like, it's one of the things I hate the most about talking about horror movies, because it comes up a lot, and it's just like, guys, just fucking be human. Like, that's it. Like, if you really need nudity in your movie, just be a human to that other person. If they say no, the answer is no. Move on with your fucking life. Your movie doesn't need boobs. Like, it's gonna be fine.
If your movie really needs nudity in it, hire someone who's okay with being nude as well.
Exactly.
Don't do backhanded shit like that.
But moving on with this movie. So now that we're kind of at this point, this is when they start murdering way earlier than last week's H2O, which it is a welcome change. The only welcome change this week from last week. But they do kill, and they kill the fucking Rookie of the Year by like diving through a mirror that was bolted to a wall somehow. I'm not gonna really dig into that too. But then he stabs him in the head, and I'm like, I hated this guy. He was driving me nuts, and seeing him get fucking head stabbed, I'm like, see ya.
See, is the mirror got a camera behind it? Like, because I think when he's looking towards it, it looks like one of those, those little, like a camera peephole mirror type thing.
Yeah.
And so Michael's somehow got his way in. But there's bits in it where, like, the thing that really annoys me is, like, early on when the killing's going on or something, every time like something like that happens, the people in the production office are not looking at the cameras, and it was just you've done that once. Okay, it was stupid then, but I'll grant you one of those because it's the sort of the gimmick. Having it all the fucking time though, like repeatedly, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it really annoys me because it's treating your audience like an idiot. It's like, oh, they just happen to always be looking away when someone's getting murdered on the cameras.
Yeah, I let it go because the movie needs it to make it work. Unless they wanted to kill Tyra Banks, which I'm sure it was in her contract to only be on set for like 3 days, and none of those days involved getting murdered. So I'm sure it's just like, unless they're gonna have her run it.
She is dead.
Oh, I guess that's true.
You see her hang up, I get another jump scare.
Yeah, but it's not like it just felt very cheap of just like, oh, we got to have her just kind of get out of here and moving on. And it's like, I can be annoyed by how much the producers miss, but if we had the producers miss too much or didn't miss, if we had the producers not miss as much, we wouldn't have that wonderful scene of Busta Rhymes walking around in the Michael Myers mask, yelling at the guy who got killed by the tripod, who ends up actually being Michael Myers. But that scene to me, like when we get to the end ranking thing, if we rank favorite scenes, it would be in my favorite scenes. Like it absolutely would, because it's so fucking funny. And I mean this totally honestly. In the movie, they were going for a comedic beat with Busta Rhymes in a Michael Myers suit yelling at Michael Myers. And I think they fucking nailed it. I'm not saying this ironically. I'm not making fun of the movie. I think this is the height of quality in this film. Him yelling at him to go do your fucking job. Go do it. And just the visual of Michael Myers yelling at someone is hysterical. The idea of Michael Myers getting yelled at is hysterical. The fact that it fucking works just makes it way funnier. Like if he had killed Busta Rhymes at the end of it, I wouldn't care. But the fact that Michael Myers goes, oh, okay, and turns around and walks away makes it one of the funniest fucking things in any slasher film. Like it destroys me. I love it. I love it so much. And if they had listened to Matt and had the producers realize more, we wouldn't have gotten it. So I'm going to give them a big pass because I love that sequence.
I mean, like, don't even have to have them witness, but they could just have them like turn off the monitors, like, right, bored with this shit, because they obviously weren't that interested in it. Like, you could have something of that, and then you don't have to do that stupid things. Or you have like, you have them, showing him getting into his Michael Myers outfit, like, and she's watching him, and the monitors are behind them or something like that, and then something's happening. It's the fact that they're not looking at the monitors when something's happening, and then something happens, and they turn and look at the monitor just after it's happened, and it's off screen. That's what annoys me.
Yeah, it's done poorly, but I still need it to get that moment, and I will take whatever I can get to get there.
Also, one thing was like, oh no, that's later on. I'm just gonna like the speech that Busta Rhymes makes about making loads of money. Like, I mean,
isn't that essentially next? Because right after this is when they start killing everyone. So this is when they come and find, because Busta Rhymes then finds the gang of people, and they're like, "Wait, is this fake?" And they're like, "Turn off the cameras! Turn off the cameras!" And it's like, "Oh yeah, yes, this is fake. Duh."
Yeah.
Why did you think this was real? You guys are idiots. It's like,
but the thing is, like, he's talking about how they're going to make all the money, and I'm just sitting there thinking, how are you making money off of this? You're streaming it for free, or whatever. Like, you're streaming in 2002. Not that many people even have internet, let alone internet good enough to stream video. How are you making money from this? How are you making so much fucking money that he's on about?
And not to mention,
he sounds like, he's talking about it, tens of millions of dollars. How?
And here's the other thing. The thing they're streaming, like when we go to the party with the kids, which I'm trying not to talk about because it fucking just grinds this movie to a halt every time it happens. It looks boring as shit. Like the kids are essentially playing Night Trap. Like if you haven't played Night Trap, that's essentially what this is. And Night Trap's a very boring game.
Yeah.
It has a great song. Very boring game. So I guess I've got a question for you all. How long do you think it would take while watching this live stream to realize, oh, these people are actually dying?
Well, if you're the kid in the movie, about 3 seconds. But cards on the table. If I was watching, like we're going through Ted Bundy's house and it's this reality show and blah, 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 I would never assume it was actually happening. The whole time I'm watching, I'm going, this is fake. This is fake. There's no way. Because why would they actually be getting murdered in some murderer's house who we all know is dead? Like, because if you take like the popular knowledge of this world, Michael Myers is a thing that died. Like, because we don't know how much was reported after H2O. Like, we don't know really where anything is. So, of course, I'd be assuming these people are all fine. And why this one kid is like, oh, they're dying. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
I mean, to me as well, like, well, for starters, I wouldn't be watching it because fuck reality TV. But it just, it would look so fake anyway, because you'd be like, if they did that now, you'd be like, oh, it's Ted Bundy's house. You'd be looking at it going, pretty sure that they won't just leave a house in perfect order as it was all those years ago. And all the like kids' toys, this is so fake. I'd turn it off within 5 seconds.
Oh yeah. As soon as the one guy pulled out like the coloring book with like the murdered family in it, I'm like, oh, okay. I see what this is. There's definitely an audience out there for it. It's like there's an audience out there for Paranormal Activity Part 15. Like, yeah, there's people who will like this. It's not me.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of where I think I'd land at this actual reality show if it was on. I'd take one look at him like, I've played Night Trap. I'm not watching this. This looks this looks awful.
I'll have one more point about the kids, and we can move on from ever mentioning them again. When he dials 911, why the hell? And this is a thing in all films that do it. Why does he say hello 911? You just dialed 911. Just ask for what you're asking for. Police, ambulance, fire.
Hello 911. No, this is Domino's. What? How did I do that? I only hit 3 numbers.
No one in real life does that. I don't ring. Whenever I ring, well, it's not like
how
I
often
ring
do you call 911?
Yeah, right.
Do you even have 911 there?
We have 999.
That's what I thought.
But actually, if you put 911 into a UK mobile phone, it redirects you to 999.
Yeah, you have us to thank for that.
Yeah.
We can't figure out different ones. Like, oh, 911.
I still never understood I still never understood the 999 thing anyway, because like back in the days of rotary phones, it's the last number. It's like 9 9 9.
Yeah, and you've been murdered.
Dead.
Yeah.
I need to show my kids a rotary phone.
We have.
I just want to see the response to that experience.
Where they just start pushing the buttons, going, I don't know what this is. Why is it not doing anything?
Yeah. Have you showed them an original Nintendo yet? That one's always gets a very good response.
Oh yeah. My youngest had to have me set it up so he could play it, even though he has 4 different Mario. But it's the novelty of the.
I get it. We have one set up too. It happens. Kids, man. All right, well let's wrap this thing up. So essentially, we're at the point now where everyone knows that that Busta Rhymes has gamed them all to be there. They're all like, we're mad, we're gonna leave, and it's like, no, you're why? You're a fucking reality TV star. Like, just deal with it. And then Michael.
Oh shit! Up. I've just seen another one of my notes about the kids though.
Oh God, what?
She is a really talented actress. Unlike the person saying that line.
Oh boy, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
Oof.
I must have memory hold that one. That's painful.
It was so badly delivered as well. Like
all the kids stuff is garbage.
Yeah. I do like the black guy trying to fight Michael with herbs and spices.
Oh, that was pretty good. But before that,
Michael's like, why are you throwing cumin at me?
Okay, so I smell different. Who cares? But before we get to that one, or I guess we've already talked about that one, so we'll just skip over it when we get to that one. We had the Katie Sackhoff beheading, which is just, it's so amazing. It's just that big, like, he's got a fucking kitchen knife and just the swipe off with her head. It's like, this is just, I love this level of ridiculous carnage. Like, that's like, I made the comment earlier. This is very much a Jason movie. That's very much a Jason kill. Like, it's very,
it's
very much
that
Jason takes Manhattan punching the head off. Like, what is going on here?
It really is. I think the Weinsteins, instead of buying the Halloween franchise, I think they wanted to buy the Friday the 13th one.
Yeah, it kind of feels that way because that's much more.
All these films have been kind of Jason-y, really.
Yeah,
from 6 to 8.
Yeah, arguably so. Like, I've even watched a video ranking them where they say 6 is the most Friday the 13th of them. I'm like, I've actually even seen people say 2 is. I'm like, Halloween 2 is not a Jason movie. That is very much a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
This one, however, is to me the most Jason-y of all of them.
Yeah, I'd buy that.
Yeah. I mean, what's so weird about this one though is it's directed by Rick Rosenthal, who directed Halloween 2.
I know, that's so upsetting.
It's just weird. Like, I mean, you can see like even parallels some of the stuff from Halloween 2 as well. Like but like he has a real thing about people slipping in blood.
Yeah,
because the woman does it in this as well.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just
it's too bad because he did such a good job with Halloween 2. Like, Halloween 2 is very high up in my list. This one is not. It's very near the bottom. It's not the bottom, because like I said, it's very Jason-y, but it's pretty close. But as this movie goes on, we then get the one guy who gets pinned to the wall. It's nice to see somebody getting pinned to a wall again. I love that. Very
with
Michael
3
Myers.
Knives this time.
Yeah.
We had that overhanged move again happen.
Yeah.
They added a stab hug to it too. So
yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah.
A little familiar, a little new. I like it. But then it basically gets down to just Busta Rhymes and the brunette girl whose name I can't remember. And that's the rest of the movie. And we get this very odd Busta Rhymes doing a Bruce Lee impersonation fight with Michael Myers where he's doing his hi-yas and oh man, that one's hard to watch. Like, gone is the joy of him yelling at him, and now it's like, what is happening?
I just wanted Michael Myers to punch his head off, a la Jason. Like, that would have been brilliant if he's like going, ah! And he just goes,
drop kicks him out a window, and he ends up hanging himself somehow.
Yeah, like somehow his head went through a looping cable or something like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then he gets out of that, but we don't see that. But we have the stupid kids telling us that. Like,
this is when we're in full Palm Pilot land, where like they're like, "Where is he?" Like the typing of the Palm. Oh, she's asking the cameras, "Where is he?" And the boy and the internet twins are replying via Palm Pilot, and then that does lead to some very unintentional.
Honestly, right? If you do that today, if you do that kind of scene today, I think that could work.
Yes,
sure.
I think it could absolutely work. And I've actually seen films where they have that sort of like when the texting, it's not like horror films, it's more like thrillers where it's like a spy or something like that. And they're like, go to the stairs now. And it's like, it works really well because you can get some real tension from there. But this is just, it's so bad. And it's just stupid things like, don't scream. And she immediately screams.
No, she covers her mouth.
She screams. She goes, ah! But there's still half a scream there. Like,
I'll give her this near the end. Like, some of her reactions to what's happening feel genuine.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Like you put yourself in that situation. I could see myself having to hold my mouth before letting out a yelp or something like that.
But she lets out a yelp and then holds her mouth. Like, that's my problem with it.
But for me, the bigger problem is like where is he? And then you get back in the house, and they're like, he's in the house. He's right here. He's standing next to us. He's literally right here.
Yeah. And that annoys me as well, because like, have you ever been in a room where you're like in a room on your own, and then someone will walk in, you don't see them, you don't hear them, but you sense
there's a
them
change.
entering.
Yeah.
There's a sense of something's changed. Michael gets right next to them. Right next to them. And that is a tense moment where you're in a house where like someone's been trying to kill you. Your senses are going to be even more on guard in that. You're going to hear any tiny little thing and look to it. Anything. And there's no way that he's going to make it all the way up to them without even like a floorboard creaking the tiniest amount.
Sure.
And again, it's the whole treating the audience like an idiot thing. And that's what annoys me the most about this film. Like I there are some moments where it's like it's fun because of how stupid it is, but it's when they really do treat the audience like utter idiots where it annoys me.
I'm not even sure if it's a matter of treating them like idiots and more just them not knowing what to do with the premise. You know, just to your point, I think that this premise could work within the context of modern day technology and expectations. It's just that weird disconnect where they've got an idea, but they don't know how to frame it in a way where current day it made sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
So they were 20 years too early, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's remake it.
God,
22 years early, missing about a dozen decent actors. Who would be playing Busta Rhymes' character?
Busta Rhymes.
I'll take it.
I'm trying to think who's like a big. Well, I don't watch reality TV though, so
yeah,
it's like
Ryan Seacrest.
Sure.
Is he still a thing?
I heard him on the radio before recently.
Is it Joel McNeely who's in Community? Who everyone
Joel
says
McHale.
McHale.
Yeah.
Joel McNeely's a composer, I think. Joel McHale playing Ryan Seacrest. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that worked. That's Busta Rhymes in the current one.
Yeah, that'd be great. Actually, I'd like to see that.
I mean, if you were to get like the right comedy team to remake this movie, I would watch it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
like what the fuck is his name? Blanking on it now. The guy who does How Did This Get Made podcast, Paul Scheer. Like, get him and like his friends to make this movie. It would be hysterical. No doubt in my mind. But before we get to the end of this thing, we should finish up the movie. So we do have like the final showdown between them. We have the girl popping out with a chainsaw, like it's chainsaw time, and then it's over right away.
Oh, that's one of the best moments of the movie, to be honest.
Oh fuck!
Just throw it at him.
And then like we get this very dramatic kind of kill of Michael, and it's very over the top and full of flames and whatnot. And I'm still kind of like, it's fine. Like it's very 2000s. They throw in. I mean, I haven't mentioned it. That's all over my notes. I didn't mention it all in the podcast. They throw in the Matrix noise a few more times. Like it's fine. It's all fine. And then it's over, and she's thinking the internet twins, and we don't know why. And I'm just kind of more fine just being done with it. And they throw in that one tag of like, Michael might not be dead. And we're like, what the franchise is.
Yeah.
We all know what just died, and it was the franchise. And it did. This is it.
I mean, this is where like there's the bit with that coroner where, you know, if they were really sort of going to lean into the over the top comedy elements of this, where the guy says that she's got a coroner, she's got a celebrity, and says it's Michael Myers, she should totally have turned around and said, Austin Powers?
Yeah. I love Wayne's World. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would have been better than zoom in on eyeball going.
Yeah.
The last note I had for this, and I feel like it's a really important one to bring up, is boo. My
last note was this makes Halloween 6 look like The Godfather.
Yeah, Halloween 6, that one will probably be the bottom of the barrel for me, if I'm guessing. Well, we'll get to there when we get to there, but
my last note was, you're alive. We can see you on the news. I want to find a screenshot of that phone with "you're alive" and just use it as a general purpose response to stuff.
Yeah, just make that the background of your phone. Just a constant reminder, I'm alive. It's gonna be great until the one day it doesn't apply anymore.
Well, you won't be there to notice, so it's
exactly. So in your mind, it always worked.
But then you need to have an agreement with your wife that when that does happen, that she changes the background to, "Oh, you're dead now."
This may surprise you. I don't know if I'm gonna get buy-in on that suggestion.
No sense of humor. Just no sense of humor.
Somehow I feel like Chewie would be so on board with it. Just might be, hooray, you're dead now.
Cheaper than divorce, I suppose.
It's very true. You should get a payout from it. Anyhow,
exactly.
all right, let's talk favorite moments. I've already given mine away, but I'll bring it up again. And it's 100% Busta Rhymes wearing a Michael Myers suit, yelling at Michael Myers. How that is not my favorite moment of the entire franchise, I'm not sure. It might be. Nothing has made me laugh harder, and it's only because of Michael Myers going oh, okay, and then walking away. Like that's really what makes it the most amazing thing ever. And yeah, I love it. I absolutely love that sequence. I think it's great. The comedic timing works. It's Busta Rhymes' best acting in the whole thing. It's Michael Myers' best acting in the whole thing. Love it. Matt, what about you?
I mean, I normally try to find like lines. There is no good lines in this film. I couldn't find
motherfucker.
I say Ryan took the top one.
No, I just like there's no good lines of like, you know, the
Did I cut out? I just said it. It's a trick or treat motherfucker.
Halloween resurrection quotes.
So the only thing that I can think for my favorite moment is like, you know, apart from the Busta Rhymes yelling at him, because that was quite amusing. Although I was sitting there going, what the fuck? Because it just kept going and going and going.
It just keeps going.
But like,
gold. They knew they couldn't let it go.
The guy, like fucking throwing herbs and spices at Michael Myers and talking like, you know, oh, that's how you. I can't remember what he said. He said something about flavor or something, I think. But it's like there is a drawer. He's literally been through those drawers. There's knives in those drawers. It's like use something that might work. I mean, can you imagine if it like, or like again, if they want to make it humorous, have him throw like some, I don't know, chili on him and him going, you found my secret Achilles heel. It's chili powder.
He's allergic to chili powder.
Yeah.
Just give us a Michael sneeze in the mask.
Yeah.
That might be the biggest horror of this movie.
No, that's giving me flashbacks of like COVID. Well, like even now, still wearing masks when you sneezed in them. And it's
the
like,
worst.
I can taste my sneeze.
Yeah.
I think I'd take the COVID at that point.
You might have just given yourself the COVID.
Not wrong.
I like how we're calling it the COVID as well.
The
like,
COVID.
like 80-year-old people. talking about the AIDS.
God.
I thought I was going a little too far.
Oh no, I'll always like sort of see the line and then just run right past the line.
All right. So yeah, my job is to toe the line. Got it. My moments, they're more or less together and they're a little bit disparate. That's the word I'm looking for. Drug bear.
Despair is what I had when I finished the film.
Yeah, there's this point.
I like drug bear.
Institution where I forget who it is, but like they're pocketing all the drugs that they're being fed into a bear. So I found that fun.
And yet nobody searches the rooms and picks up that bear and goes, shh, why is it?
No.
Why does this sound like a sack of pills?
And it's another thing that was never, brought into, is just like a moment they wanted to have. Second, Mr. Clown obsessed with serial killer stuff. When he was first doing that, I was just like, no, all right, I'm not sure if I need this, but I think it really works when he sees Michael Myers and then he starts rattling off all the different things he's done as he's walking away and they're doing to the credits. Like I actually thought that was a legitimately well done section of this movie. One of the few ones.
Sure. Yeah.
I kind of agree with that, to be honest. It's a hokey thing for the character to have, but then it's quite good. in terms of like, because Michael hands him the knife as well.
I'm thinking within context of this movie overall, right? We've beaten this movie to death, but like I told you guys, I enjoyed watching it actually, because I sort of accepted it for what ride it was, but even within that caliber of bad, I found that not too bad.
I mean, I've enjoyed talking about it more than I've enjoyed watching it, which is kind of what I expected from it. Whereas like 6, we watched, I'm like, this is gonna be hard to talk about. Like, it's just bad. And there's something about being just bad that's worse than being hysterically bad. And like this one is hysterically bad. Like you can watch it and just laugh at it.
It's the old cliche of like, it's so bad it's good. And it does like, sometimes things do cross over the line. It's like, like talking about this because of literally how bad it is. It's actually good to talk about because of how bad it is. But I'm not going to be in any rush to watch it again.
God, no way.
I'd rather stare at my wall for an hour and a half.
I will probably never see this movie again. Yeah.
No, and like this is like a lot of these movies. Like my best friend is my wife. I talk to her all the time. Like if she would stay up until I stay up, I'd be talking her ear off until then because I love talking to her. So like when I watch these movies, I just start telling her all about them. And sometimes you're like, oh, I want to watch that. Let's watch that one together. And she did that with this one because I just kept ranting about it. And I told her about the Busta Rhymes thing probably 4 times already. I'll probably do it again after this because just to tell her I had to bring it up. And she's like, I want to see that. And I'm like, yeah, you're on your own.
Just look it up on YouTube. Look up that one scene on YouTube.
Yeah. Because I'm not doing it again. But yeah, it's been a really fun episode to record. I wish Ryan could have been on for the whole thing because I'm sure he would have had a lot to add too. I know how much he hates this movie. But that's it. We've done it. We have finished the original run of Halloween. For better or worse.
We've scraped the barrel right to the bottom. The barrel is 100% empty because we got a scraper out and scraped every molecule out of it. Much like the producers of those films.
Yes, indeed. And like you could argue we did that at the end of 6 because 7 is kind of a continuation of 2, but it still feels like to me this is it. This is where it officially ended because after this is when we get full-blown reboots. So that's kind of where I draw the line. So the next week's episode is the first of the Rob Zombies, first of his 2, and it's going to be a wild ride. Like the Rob Zombie movie is kind of a trilogy in one movie. It's 3 very distinctly different films all packed on top of each other, and it makes for a very interesting watching experience. And I'm excited to talk about it because it's a weird.
Kind of like the Friday the 13th remake, which kind of did Friday the 13th 2 and 3 all in one film.
It's more segmented than that. Like it's like we get here's the story of Michael as a kid with his family. And isn't it sad because it's Rob Zombie hillbilly family? Because of course it is. And then we get, this is Michael in an institution. Isn't it sad? He's an institution. It's very scary and sad. And then we get the remake of Halloween. Like, and it's just like 1, 2, 3, very separated, but it makes for a very interesting watch. And it's a really fun movie to dissect. So be sure to tune in next week because I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it because it's a wild ride. And the fact that Rob Zombie got to do it, especially when he was not super big at that point, it's impressive. And I love the swings he takes, even if they don't all connect. So I'm very excited to talk about Rob Zombie's Halloween. And then we get to Halloween 2, which is wild movie. And I'm excited to talk about that one too. Because what's a Michael Myers movie where he's just like, you know what, I'm tired of this mask. Done. Like weird movie.
I mean, I think the only thing I really know about the Rob Zombie films, I've not seen those. I mean, to be fair, I'd not seen this one. This is the first one in the series that we've done that I've not seen until this watch, and I haven't seen the Rob Zombie ones yet. And the only thing I really know about them is that he talked with John Carpenter about remaking it, and John Carpenter just basically said to him, "Look, make it your own film."
Yeah, and he does.
Yeah. For better or for worse.
But I don't mean that as an insult. Like I'm not a huge fan of Rob Zombie's brand of horror. I've seen a lot of it. I think what he does is interesting. So taking that in mind and going towards this very big franchise of Halloween, it's gonna be fun. And I look forward to talking about it.
I think the Halloween series, from my experience so far, has been such an eclectic experience in general that you can have it go all sorts of different ways by this point and have it still work.
Yeah, and we're gonna see all those sorts of different ways over the next 5 episodes? Yeah, the next 5 episodes we get big swings in they're all over the place. So it's gonna be good. Very, very quick round of plugs because we kind of plugged next week more than I thought we would, but that's okay. This show, every other show on the ATH network, be sure to check out athpod.com, where we have Damage Boost, we have Demon Days, and we have Joel's show
Afterthoughts. So book club, we are in the midst of Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings, because that's a long book, guys. In between these book series, we're probably going to do other ones just to split it up a bit. We've promised Dune. We're going to get to Dune.
Yes.
And then Super GG Radio is a podcast about video games. We talk mostly about upcoming indie releases as well as clearing out the backlog. I talked about Vampire Survivors last week. Have you played Stray?
Yes.
That is really good.
That was on my list of games I recommended for your PS5.
It's very, very good game.
Stray is incredible.
I was taken aback a little bit by how you get to be a cat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's like, but it's not just you get to be a cat, and isn't that funny? It's you get to be a cat, and oh shit, there's actually a good story here. Where did that come from?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Actually sounds quite fun.
It's incredible. You need a PS5 to play it, which is a little frustrating, but
yeah,
it's worth it. It's great.
So yeah, I'll plug my upcoming show, as if that's okay with you, Brian.
I would encourage it because we're getting closer and closer to it coming out, right?
Yeah, so it's probably going to be hitting early next year, hopefully January, maybe February, but we've got definite sign on for at least one episode now. So basically it's called Science Nonfiction. We would look at science fiction podcasts and basically analyze the science in them. We take 2 elements from each film and look at them in depth, look to see where they got the science really well and where they got it really wrong. The first episode is on the Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode, Children of the Comet. And then the second episode will be on gravity, as we've got an expert in space junk who is going to be coming on to talk about that.
How much time are you going to devote to Sandra Bullock's going no?
I mean, I don't know. That sounded very musical, though.
I try. The best version of Gravity, though, is when they swapped out Sandra Bullock for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Fucking hysterical.
I still like the one where they cut Christopher Reeve Superman throwing the baseball from Earth, and then it cuts to
forgot about that one.
The guy get hit in the head.
Gravity did give some real joy to the internet. God. Okay.
Yeah, basically, listen to that episode then to find out how scientifically accurate it is.
I'm very curious for that one because that one really bragged about how scientifically accurate it was. So I'm curious to see where you guys land on it. I'm excited for that. That'll be good. All right. And then for Ryan, I'll just be sure to check out The Front Row. And which one was his
Flashbacks?
Flashbacks. Thank you. I kept wanting to call it Afterthoughts, and I'm like, that's definitely not his.
It's a very crisp, distinct name. I gotta say, I was pretty proud of that. So
yeah, it works. Yeah. But yeah, and that's it. We've done it, right? That's everything. I can say bye now. I can say bye now. Okay, great.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.